Listen to this. Celtic's week has just exploded with massive news, and I've got 3 updates you're going to want to hear every last second of. First, a huge boost ahead of Europe as Kelechi Iheanacho is finally back on that training pitch. Then, things heat up across the pond as we find out exactly how much Celtic would need to splash to bring a goal machine, Diego Rossi, to paradise. And wait until you hear the last one, because Celtic are now pushing to beat Manchester City to one of the most terrifying young talents in Ireland. Stick with me right to the end. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. You're going to like this one, honestly, because just when you think Celtic have had enough drama for 1 week, the football gods hand us a wee twist, and this time it's actually a good one. Kelechi Iheanacho, the lad we've barely had the chance to enjoy, is back out on the grass, smiling away in training like he's never been gone. When those pictures dropped on the club's socials, I nearly spat my tea all over the table. You know what it's like. You sit there expecting the usual training shots, Cal Max stretching, Deezen sprinting like he's late for the bus, and suddenly there he is, Iheanacho, jogging about as if he didn't tear half his leg off in October. After the way things have gone recently, that felt like a wee miracle. And I'll tell you this, you don't return to full group training the day before a massive European match unless you're feeling properly confident. Now, will Martin O'Neill actually take him to Rotterdam? That's the million-pound question, isn't it? Martin's been keeping things steady, keeping everyone's heads straight, while the whole club swirls like a December storm rolling down Sucky Hall Street. And part of that job is knowing when to push a player and when to protect one. Iheanacho's hamstring went in the opening minutes against Sturm Graz, and anyone with a memory longer than a goldfish knows that hamstrings can betray you worse than a Rangers fan denying penalties after a defeat. The boy's been through it as well, missing out on international matches, being stuck in rehab while his teammates fight on, and watching the big European nights from the sidelines. But what struck me looking at those photos was his body language. He didn't look tentative, he didn't look unsure, he looked hungry. And believe me, if you've ever seen a striker clawing for momentum, that's the look you want. This squad needs every spark it can get right now. The weight of Europe, the pressure of the league, and the constant noise swirling around the club, it takes its toll. But seeing Iheanacho back among the lads, laughing, passing, moving freely, it gives you that wee feeling that things might just start turning. And honestly, with all the tension behind the scenes and all the nonsense flying around, it's refreshing to have something simple and genuinely positive to talk about. But here's what's been running through my mind, and I want your honest take because this is where the debate kicks off. Should Martin O'Neill risk bringing Iheanacho back into the squad for Feyenoord, or would that be reckless after a hamstring injury, even if he looks ready? Hit that subscribe button, lads, let's G. IT, loudly till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. I'll tell you something, you can almost feel the shift in the wind around paradise these days. With Wilfried Nancy practically packing his bags for Glasgow, folk are starting to wonder what his arrival means for January. And now we've got the MLS experts piping up, waving warning flags like it's some kind of transfer hurricane. And this time, the talk is all about Diego Rossi from Columbus Crew, the Uruguay lad who's been rattling in goal like he's got somewhere urgent to be. 19 goals in 37 matches, firing through defenders as if they were cardboard cutouts from a Rangers training drill. So, of course, the rumour machine's buzzing because we all know Celtic badly need a proper striker who can bang them in consistently. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Tom Bogut, the MLS guy who seems to know more about American football than the folk who actually watch it, is out here saying that if Celtic want Rossi, they'd better be ready to slap more than 10 million United States dollars on the table. Written out in proper English money, that's north of £8 million. 8 million quid for one player, and that's just to get Columbus to pick up the phone. According to Bogut, they value him like he's their crown jewel, and honestly, looking at his numbers, you can kind of see why. And the funniest bit, Bogut basically laughed off the idea that Columbus would sell either Rossi or Wessam Abu Ali, the same Abu Ali who Nancy turned into a goal machine before his injury. Columbus signed him for around 10 million United States dollars too, then watched him play a handful of games and impress everyone. And now that Nancy might be on his way to Celtic, Columbus suddenly want to hold on to everyone as if we're raiding their cupboards. You'd think they were dealing with Rangers the way they're scared of losing talent. But no, it's us. It's Celtic, the big club. The club with expectations. The club that attracts the people they don't want to lose. You can practically sense the panic in Columbus. Nancy leaves. Fine. Annoying, but fine. Nancy leaves, and then Celtic come sniffing around their star striker and their top forward. That's when you start hearing words like absolutely shocked and no chance and not even considering it. They're treating it like a fire sale they refuse to open. But here's where it gets interesting. Celtic have spent big before. Back in the day, dropping 8 million quid wasn't unthinkable. But the board lately have treated big transfers the way Rangers treat accountability, avoiding them at all costs. And that's the real question lurking under all this. Nancy loves Rossi. Rossi fits what Celtic need, and Celtic have the money if they choose to use it. So let me ask you something that'll get you thinking. Should Celtic finally smash their transfer ceiling and spend more than £8 million on Diego Rossi? Or would paying that kind of money be reckless for a Scottish club, even one as massive as Celtic? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's G it lolly till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Listen, the transfer buzz around Celtic right now is getting louder than a Saturday night argument on Sucky Hall Street, and this latest story about young Michael Noonan just adds another spark to the flame. You've probably seen the lad's name doing the rounds. The Irish striker who turned 16, scored in the Conference League, then rocked up to school the next morning as if he hadn't just made European history. That's the kind of hunger you can't fake, the kind that gets Celtic scouts leaning forward in their seats. And now, reports from Ireland say Celtic are feeling optimistic, like genuinely confident that they can beat Manchester City and Manchester United to his signature. When was the last time Celtic went toe-to-toe with both Manc clubs and didn't blink? The boy made headlines last year when he chose Shamrock Rovers over City because he wanted real football, not academy politics. Already scoring 9 goals this season, pushing for double digits, playing with that fearless spark you only see in a kid who believes he can take on the world, but he can't leave Ireland until next summer, not until he turns 18. So this isn't about instant impact. This is about planting seeds early, the kind of long-term thinking Celtics say they value but don't always follow through on. And the talk is that Noonan could become a proper investment, someone with a resale value that could spark bidding wars down the line, which, let's be honest, is exactly the kind of thing Dermot Desmond loves whispering about. But here's the thing, and you know this yourself, Celtic's striker department is bursting like a suitcase that someone sat on. You've got Kelechi Iheanacho trying to get fit, Johnny Kenny bursting with confidence, Shin Yamada showing flashes, and Callum Osmond looking desperate for minutes. For Noonan to rise up that ladder, someone would need to leave, maybe more than one. And yet, despite all that, the idea of beating both Manc giants to a prodigy feels delicious. It's the kind of scalp that makes the Blues from across the city mumble excuses, the sort of signing that says Celtic aren't just shopping in the bargain bin. What really spices this up is Dermot Desmond's influence. He's connected to Tallard, he knows the landscape, he knows the people. If Celtic want this, he could make that door open and suddenly you've got a 16-year-old lad choosing paradise over the oil-powered orbit of Manchester. That kind of thing doesn't just make headlines, it makes statements. It tells the world Celtic aren't waiting around anymore. But here's the part I want you thinking about. Do you honestly believe Celtic should prioritize signing Michael Noonan, a long-term project, over spending money on a proven striker who can deliver goals right now? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's G it, lolly, till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.